Alright, so law of supply. The law of supply, now we're not going to be talking about demand right now, so it's going to be one of the hardest parts for studying for this test is making sure that you understand the difference between supply and demand, completely different categories. They do intersect, that voluntary exchange, but they are separate, so even though I'm using similar graphics and maybe some similar products, just try to keep in mind that we're talking about what sellers are doing, not buyers. So law of supply says that price and quantity supplied, that means how much sellers will actually sell, what they will actually offer, move in the same direction. So as price goes up, the quantity supplied goes up because they want to sell more. I mean, if they're going to make more profit, they're going to sell more items. So usually, as price goes up, the quantity supplied goes up. And the opposite is true as well. As price goes down, quantity supplied also goes down. Because if they're not going to make much money off of something, they may not choose to make much of it. There are exceptions to that we're all aware of, but this is the general rule before we get into any exceptions or limiting factors for law of supply. Price and quantity supplied move in the same direction. They both go up or they both go down, not opposite like demand. So supply curves. Again, this is a way you can graph it, just like with demand curves, to distinguish changes in quantity supplied and the change in price. So now at each price point, we're talking about DVDs still, sold in millions per year. At $20, then you'll see the supply curves are actually going up instead of going down. That's because, again, as price goes up, so will the amount supplied. As price goes down to like $10, sellers are going to offer less of it. So at each price point, it lets you know how much sellers are projected to offer if that's how much they're going to be charging for a DVD. So let's look at other determinants of supply. There's some of these, extenuating circumstances, limiting factors, things that have effect beyond just price. So what happens if technology to make something increases or improves? If you can make something more efficiently, you can learn how to make it cheaper and make it cost less to make it, then you might make more of them without changing the price because you'll make more profit. So as technology improves in making something that you're selling, if you're a seller, the supply curve will shift to the right. Another determinant of supply is taxes. Again, you really want to know these examples for the test. If taxes are increasing, it's going to shift the supply curve to the left. Because if you're paying more taxes as a seller, that's cutting into the amount of money you have to make things, because you got to set aside more money to pay taxes. So you're going to make less because your costs went up in taxes. So that causes you to, if the price doesn't change, you're going to make less, even if the price doesn't change. So taxes increase will cause a supply shift to the left. Just like if taxes decrease, it gets cheaper, then you can shift it to the right. So taxes can have an effect either left or right. Increasing will drop the supply curve. Taxes decreasing, that means you're paying less taxes, will shift it to the right.